YouTube shave fans, carnivore, keto, dietary concerns, reversing diabetes, type 2 diabetes, fans, straight razor shaving fans, greetings. It is December 17th. We're closing in on Christmas pretty quick. I'm going to do a shave today. The soap I'm using, I went ahead and did a little pre-shave with a Proraso. Something I have not used for a while. Fine. This is the Barber Blue. Okay. I went to look for ingredients. The ingredients, I think they were on the box. They're not on the label. The original fine soaps, I believe word has it that they were made in Europe. They were tallow-based hard soaps, triple milled, and made by the same company that had made some of the other European tallow-based hard soaps that are no longer available, that this company just isn't making them anymore. Anyhow, Mr. Fine went to, this does say there's a European agent.
I didn't get that.
Watch. There's a European agent in Italy. I'm going to take a guess. I'm not sure. There is a soap maker that makes a lot of private label soaps in Italy, I believe. And forgive me if I do not pronunciate this correctly. I think I saw somewhere at one time they did sell some soaps direct. Taifeng, I'm not sure, but that's my guess is to who made this actual soap. It was interesting. I looked at it and I seem to think that this came in this way. This was a lot like the one that I showed the other week from the Sterling, where there's like these little hard granules in there. It's a kind of a soft soap you can press into it. My guess is that I don't know what happens if there's anybody that has any idea. They do seem to dissolve up when you make a soap. They are a little bit harder to dissolve than a batch of that is totally creamy. But it does lather up pretty well. I am using the fine bowl. Okay. Now I'm probably going to add a little bit of water to this to water it down. But my experience with the fine soaps is that they're fine. I like the smell of this. This is Barber Blue. I do like this. And as you can see, it whips up. Actually, I think it's easier to get a thick and rich lather like this than it is with actually the hard soap. I think this is easier to work with in that regard. I don't know if it's, I seem to think I haven't done a side-by-side, but I do seem to think that these are not quite as slippery slick as the hard soaps are. Because I didn't, I think this is one of they make this, I think I recall looking at one of the ingredient labels. I got two of the fine soaps that are the softer soaps. And I think it's one of the tallow intermediates that they can make, but it still does make it like a tallow-based soap. So we'll see how the shave goes. The tool of choice today is one I've not used. It's new to me. If he catches this video, he'll know who he is immediately. I'm not going to mention his name, but an old friend who, over the years that I've known him, I've observed that there were times where he would go through these phases where his specific level of interest would change. And he would just sell it, he would be on the, he'd get some of the really, really nicest and really, really unique stuff along the way. And then he would just lose interest in all of it, and he would just clear it out. And he's in the clearing out of straight razors, whether he's just... Anyhow, he had asked me about a particular, one time, a particular French razor, and I suggested to him, and I said, hey, I got first dibs on that if you were going to sell it. It is one of the Razor Sabre France razors that is made from the very, very old stock blanks, and there was only a limited number of those around. I have one, and then I've since gotten other ones that I don't think are from blanks, that are from that older generation of forging, but they're nice, and it's like I got way too many straight razors. I got way too many soaps, I got way too much shaving stuff. But anyhow, there was one thing that was kind of missing from my collection, and although I have shaved with Swedish razors before, I have not had one, and I'd always kept in my mind, well, if I want to get one, and they're although they are a common man's razor, man's razor, much like, in my opinion, the Philharmonicas. Okay, they were very well made, and they're a little bit rare to find them in really good condition, because a lot of times people will buy these things and they would use them. And this is a Heiljestrand. Okay, now I measured this just holding it side by side with another razor. Okay, this is an MK 32. And I like this. I do like the razors that have the jimps on the top and bottom. This is kind of unique. It has jimping on a thumb notch, and I kind of like that. The distance, it seems to be a little bit bigger than 5/8. It's definitely not 6/8 when I hold up against a 6/8 razor. I have not taken a set of calipers, even though I have some plastic calipers. But with a caliper, the way I'm told you're supposed to measure it is from the hone guide, which is where the hone would hit in the hollow here, from there, not from the top of the razor, but from the hone guide, that I'll call it, to the edge. You would measure that, and that would be the size of the razor. Now, this does not, I don't know, I had thought the MK32s were 6/8. I'm not real sure whether they're 9/16. I'm not real sure. I'm not sure how this was honed up, but I did check it with my little packing peanut test, and it did seem like it was keen enough to shave with, and it does seem to feel all right. I didn't ask who honed this. Doesn't really matter, because I'll eventually rehone it myself. But it is an adequate shaver. Okay. One thing on the width, and I noticed that I kind of took a careful look at it. I wanted to see, because there is the mindset. there's the mindset that one of the measures of a good razor is how much hone wear it has. And that has led to the common practice, and I generally, I don't put tape on mine because it's like cookware, it's like, it's a razor, I shave with it, okay? But one of the things is you see, well, there's this worn in here, there's this worn in here, and generally speaking, if a razor was made with good geometric shape, and honed by somebody who applies the proper amount of pressure, you wouldn't degrade this too much. But one of the downsides to me of putting tape on the razor, you protect that and you say, oh, look at this, looks really good. But like I said, I thought I don't have homework done on this, okay? But I thought MK32s, and MK32 may designate a particular size or shape in the blank, but I thought MK32 would indicate, I thought that it indicated a 6/8. And as I was saying, one of the downsides of tape, you can tape it and you can protect it, and this has nice scales on it. It's I'm guessing, there's a piece of plastic in here. I'm guessing it was rescaled. May have been done by a particular individual that doesn't like me too much because of how I own. But this would be one of the things, you tape it, you protect it, and it would be, if it's who I think it might be, his method is to normally do that because it protects this from home wear, and it keeps it looking like you have not put any hone wear on it. But hone wear is a normal part of sharpening, okay? You remove steel, okay, when you sharpen, always. And there will be wear. So if that wear is on the spine, it's something that you can see and say, oh, well, hone wear. But if it's on the edge, you would not, unless you knew what the original width of the tool was supposed to be, you just would not necessarily look at it and be able to say, that there's hone wear, because you just, now if you know what the width, like I know somebody who was looking for a filly, and it was a restored filly that he saw, and he was asking the person selling it for the measurements, and the person would not provide the measurements because they know what the measurement in terms of the width of the blade originally was. So it looked restored, it looked good, but it could have, and hone wear, to me, the worst part of the hone wear is the hone wear that takes away the business end, the most important part of the shaving, which is the edge. So this could be something that was worn down, because I've seen this guy like take the razors and put them on the stone and, you know, really, really aggressively take the edge off. Many times in the name of putting the geometric shape into what he wants, and that's okay. You know, you can do whatever you want to do with your stuff. I don't pay too much attention to it. For me, everything is how well it actually shaves and performs, which this is doing okay. And doing okay falls in with my normal position, is that regardless of how I hone, it's what I do for my stuff, and people need to do. I personally think if you're going to straight razor shave, you should learn to hone your own straight razors and find what it is you like and how to duplicate that. But not everybody wants to do that. Has the time, the desire, or whatever. It's not, you know, it takes practice. One thing I kind of like about this, and I don't know if the honer did that, is it kind of looks like this was not a rounded point, but a, let me see if we can get it. Not a rounded edge, but a squared, and it could be that somebody rounded the, I'm not sure if that was part of the original design. So on that, some of that underwork there on the neck, I did sense a little bit of a, I like the razor to move a little bit easier. It was cutting satisfactorily by the feel. Maybe the drag was one of the things with this soap. I'm not sure. It's one of the reasons we make this a hobby, so we can figure these things out and do all this. And funny thing is though, it never stops. We keep playing with this soap and this razor and that razor. This hone and that hone and this rock. And if you're using another type of a shaving tool, double edge, this blade, that blade, this tool, that tool. Oh, speaking of shaving tools, I noticed I got an email because I have an Essence razor by Titleist. And I've seen where he was building double-edged razor. I think it's available. I don't know if it's available for sale yet or whether it's out on pre-order. I'm not gonna buy one. I'm not gonna spend $500 for a double-edged razor. If I did, I would buy a. If I was gonna spend that kind of money, I'd be looking at a Rockmount Sailor. But supposedly all made in. Made in Europe, not made in China and imported. I've shaved with a Heiljestrand before. They're known to be, as I recall, it seems to me the MK32 was like one of their top of the line. There are people who really have taken a fancy to Swedish razors, Matt Lukey being one of them. And another friend. And he has a friend somewhere else that he learned a lot about Swedish razors from. I'm just not going to go, I'm not in the mindset to go into it. But my friend who was undoing his razor collection, his straight razor collection, he asked me about that French one if I wanted it. And like I said, was going to say I didn't have it. You know, I said, but I would be interested in, and he had a list. I would be interested in the Heiljestrand. And being the gentleman he is with a heart the size of Saturn, he gifted me this for Christmas. So it is a tool that I will always cherish. It will always remind me of him and the friendship we had and some of the things we went through. And we communicate occasionally, but we don't run in the same circles anymore. For a number of reasons. Okay, so that makes for a very delightful straight razor shave. Do a little bit of we'll clean up with a bit of buffing action. You can see it actually carves off some remaining soap that was there. A lot of times, and you know, a lot of times that's what I look for in a soap. Is there, I think the term used commonly is residual slickness. I look for that. I could work that a little bit to get a little bit closer, but I'm pretty happy with it on my neck. That's where most people. One of the places, I shouldn't say most people, you can overshave in here, and that's pretty good. You can overshave a lot of times in the neck area. And define BBS. Is it BBS going this way, or is it BBS going the other way? Also, I think I mentioned on my last video, I was going to go get my blood work. I saw my doctor. I liked him. And I got my blood work done. I got back, and as I expected, since I had stopped taking a statin drug, my cholesterol number went up. Although one of the good numbers, the HDL cholesterol, the quote-unquote good cholesterol, went up, way up. And the number indicators for my liver function have been better than they have for years, and that is one of the side effects of taking statin drugs. Now, I'm pretty sure I can't. This is my experience. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not an expert, and I'm not telling anybody to stop taking your medicine, because if I do that, you know, you're on YouTube. If you give any medical advice here on YouTube, Dr. YouTube will come get you. Because Dr. YouTube listens to, he knows better than you do, and you should listen to Dr. YouTube and do whatever he tells you to do, and listens to the World Health Organization, and you should do as you're told. I'm not. Okay, Sterling Eucalyptus Mint Aftershave Balm. One would think that the interesting thing about the Sterling Eucalyptus Mint, there's a balm, there's actually an aftershave, or witch hazel, there might be an aftershave, I'm not sure. But this is eucalyptus peppermint. This is not, does not have, a lot of the eucalyptus mints have a menthol to them, and there are people who don't tolerate menthols real well. It's not, you know, I do just fine. So the aftershave to go along with it is the fine Barber Blue. I should use this more than I do, and actually, I don't know, maybe the next time. Maybe the next time I place an order with Fine, maybe I'll get some of these LED teas. Because I do like this. There's a number that they have. American Blend I really like. Riva Gauche. An homage to Riva Gauche. And I actually bought one set. I don't use that often, but I did want them out because everybody, the classic traditional Pinard Clubman aftershave. They have one that's a duplicate scent of that, and it has the soap, and it's very good if you like that smell. This I'm liking pretty good. Okay, so let's see. My powder puffer, I think, is getting ready to give up the ghost. Spring action is going on it. So I got another one just like that somewhere around there. Somewhere around here. I don't know where it is though, for the life of me. So, okay, my friends, that's the shave. That's my little talk. And pretty happy with my blood test results. Although there's I did notice my A1C did go up a little bit. So I was last a year ago I was 5.6. Now I'm 5.8. So I'm still it put me back into pre-diabetes range. Could be reasons for that. I'm not too concerned about that number because it's not like it's 9 anymore like it was. Okay, and for the past 3 months, I've since it's gotten cold. Although I did yesterday ride my bike, physical activity where you're active. I have not had that a lot, and that would be one of the things that'll push my blood sugar back down again. I'll be anxious to come spring to get back into that. So that's the shave. Thanks for tuning in. I hope that everybody has just a very, very Merry Christmas. Enjoy any festivities and your families and that sort of thing. And do take care of yourselves. Happy shaves. Figure out what you got to do to eat to avoid taking handfuls of pills. You might find that you can be happy without handfuls of pills. So take care, Bill. Bye.